Hello, everyone. On this beautiful day today, we have me. My name is Taji Swell, and I will be playing the plan today. We have Akeem, and he will be the implementer. Sandra as a team worker. Juan is going to be the shaper, and we have Noah as the monitor evaluator. So this is going to follow the context of a a business and cross-cultural team, in a company from different sectors around the world, basically come together and trying to bring some sort of synergy. But because they're from different cultures and different time zones, they're trying to problem solve and get to an amicable solution. So with that being said, we're just going to start off. Begin.
Okay. All right, guys. Let's get started. So our goal today is to figure out how we can work effectively as an international virtual team. Because as you guys know, we're all from different backgrounds. So before we get to any other challenges that we are facing, I think we need to work on the basic first, which is our different style of communications. And yeah, let's get started.
Okay. Yes. Yes, I think it's important that we create a space where everyone feels comfortable speaking. Since we all come from different culture, we might communicate differently. So let's make sure everyone has room to express themselves.
Okay, yeah, I agree, and that's a really good point, but let's not overcomplicate this, all right? We have 15 minutes, so let's get straight to solutions. Don't overthink a lot, all right?
Yeah, and I mean, I get what you're saying, boss, but you see, for me, I've been really looking at this, and I think that because there's so many cultural differences here in this team, there's like that gap in communication. And I mean, I've been feeling it. I don't know if you guys have been feeling it as well, but I feel like some people are more direct and others are more indirect. And obviously there's different cultures at play and different like, low context, high context, and in terms of like power distance and stuff. But for me, I feel like sometimes I might be a little bit more indirect, and other people, when they're like very direct to me, like kind of like it kind of rubs me a certain way. So I really want us to like kind of clarify like the way that we want to communicate with one another, just so like I know how we could like build rapport there. Um, but yeah, that's just like one thing that I noticed that I wanted to point out.
Yeah, I agree. And I think that the key issue is interpretation gaps. And because in virtual settings, sometimes we can lose some of that body language. And so the same message, we can each understand it very differently. And I think that we need to be sure that in this meeting, we evaluate all of our different options. I don't think we should rush into something too quickly or get over enthusiastic just because we found a solution. I think that going over, every single solution or every solution that somebody that we can think of right now is the way to kind of tackle this issue.
Yeah. Okay, we all know that, all right? But what's the impact? Delays, miscommunication? We have to be specific, okay?
Um, I agree that cultural differences can create confusion, but they can also be a strength if we manage them well. Sometimes people stay quiet because they are trying to be respectful, not because they don't want to participate. Maybe we should make it clear that every opinions matters, even if someone expresses it differently. That could help reduce like hesitation and make collaboration easier.
Okay, guys, you hear that? So then we need to fix that, okay? So silence kills productivity.
Yeah, that is one of the things, but I think that before we focus on one specific thing, I think we should look at all of the different main risks that that occur in cross-cultural teams. I think the main ones are, communication, time zones, participation and not speaking up because, like I said, I don't think we should be overly enthusiastic about solving just one problem. I think we need to really slow down and make sure we analyze every issue and go through a bunch of different
Yeah, but
solutions.
no. Like, come on. If we analyze everything, we won't move. We will get stuck. We have to prioritize and we have to keep moving. Okay? We don't have time for that.
You see, for me specifically, I find that we're all looking for synergy, right? Like the goal is for us to like have that synergy and to basically make 2 + 2 is equal to 5. Us together is able to accomplish more than, us apart. So like I think with that being said, I've worked in so many teams before where because of this entire thing, you know, we have that asynchronous aspect. So I think we definitely should record like the meetings and take notes, like detailed notes, so that we could bring all the stakeholders involved because I know I'm from, Canada and we would have meeting with our part with, like for example, Alphat's team over in Indonesia. And because of the time difference, like, we kind of had like a lot of problems before because they weren't being involved in decision making. So I think we must do that as well. And another problem that I keep seeing is, I'm I speak English, I natively speak English, and I feel like sometimes because of that bias, like I keep forgetting other people might not speak it as well. So I think we must like also take note that, other people are communicating in a different language or they're trying to get their point across. So just respecting that and just trying to see with people and understand what people are trying to say and read between the lines. So those are some things that I think, we could do to like bring that synergy to this group here.
Yeah, but come on, man, you talk too much. You took like 2 minutes. You had me when you were talking about the tools and the models, and you got me on that. Like, I like those ideas about the recording the meetings and use asynchronous tools. So that was interesting. The other things, okay, I will take it in consideration. But about those tools, can you tell me if they're efficient? Because it sounds as they're efficient.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of depends. There's a big trade-off because asynchronous tools increase collaboration, but especially with like recording meetings for people in other time zones, it's better to have everybody involved in every meeting because, sometimes somebody might have a really good idea, but we won't know about it until later, which would slow down our decision making, especially if it's a team-wide decision instead of just, something that the boss decides. So I think it depends on what we prioritize.
Hmm.
Hmm. Well, yeah, that's true. Okay, so okay, let's make it this way. Let's keep this practical, guys. So first, I think what we should do is it is important for us to have weekly meetings because I think it is important for us to always work communicate about things in real time, like on Zoom calls or in-person meeting. And I think we also need to use a shared document so we can put in our ideas in writings, and we need to set clear deadlines. And since we're working in an intercultural team, we should also set some basic communication rules, like being clear, respectful, and making sure everyone understand each other. And
Okay.
it's true it's true what Tajay said. We need to be aware of language barriers and we need to be very patient. Let's speak clearly to each other and make sure that we're really understanding each other. Because we have different communication styles like high context and low context. We should really keep things clear and direct in writing so no one gets confused. And that way, everything gets organized. So, yeah.
Okay, guys, so if you feel better with a little bit more patience, I will try to do it. If it has to be, if it's going to be part of the rules, I will try. But thanks, Alfat, for what you said. Finally, something concrete, and I'm really down to build on that. Okay?
Okay, thank you, Akim. I like the structure. It gives us clarity without being too rigid, and maybe we can add a few simple communication guidelines so everyone feels respected. Nothing complicated, just small habits that help us work better together.
Mm, yeah. So you want to add some rules, Sandra? Do you want to add something?
Yeah, maybe something like let everyone finish the point, avoid interrupting them, and be mindful of cultural differences. They are easy to follow and help to create a positive atmosphere.
Okay, good. But we also need accountability, okay? Who does that?
I think we are. I think we're moving just a tad too fast. I think we should kind of slow it down. And we do need to move forward with this, as it's very important for the team. But moving too quickly without evaluating all of our options, I think that we can risk taking a solution that creates some problems for us later. So we kind of want to be sure to, I think, in my
Yeah,
opinion,
yeah,
balance
but
everything
mhm.
and weigh some of our alternatives.
Yeah, but come on, like we don't need perfection. We need progress. So we have to try and change what doesn't work. We need to try things to know that they work. And if we can do it fast, let's do it fast.
But you see, like, with all due respect, like, I feel like we're just dismissing these ideas like way too quickly. You know what I mean? Like, these ideas are going to be critical for us, like, moving forward. And I feel like if we're just moving, if we're just dismissing these ideas too quickly for, like, a short-term solution, like a quick solution, it's not going to work out for us personally.
Yeah, but I'm not really dismissing ideas. I'm just filtering. We don't have time for everything and to evaluate everything, and like time is money.
Um, Maybe we can find a balance. Like we don't need to explore every idea in detail, but we also shouldn't rush past something important. Let's keep moving forward. But if someone feels like strongly about an idea, we can take a moment to hear it, and that way we stay efficient without shutting anyone down.
Mm.
Yeah, I would agree with Sandra. And so let me summarize all the things that guys just said to me. I think we could agree on this. So let's just keep everything very clear. So firstly, of course, we need weekly meetings to stay aligned. And again, the shared tools so everyone's on the same page, and also we have clear deadlines to keep things moving and simple communication. And also let's just do what we can do. Now let's work on the progress, and as time goes by, it's fine for any of us to give any new ideas or anything, and we can update those stuffs ahead.
Yeah, I think that this seems like the best option, and give especially given, the some of the constraints we have, time, coordination. So I think it's the most balanced idea, and I think it does work on logic, which is, what we should really be going for here.
You
Mm.
know, like, realistically, we can just add the creative ideas later. So, really, like, I'm down with that.
Okay, good. So finally, we're getting somewhere.
Yes, I think this plan works well for everyone. It gives us a structure, but also enough flexibility to adapt. And with the communication rules, we can make sure everyone feels included. If we stick to this, I'm confident we will collaborate effectively.
Mm. Okay, all right. So who's responsible for setting this up?
I can do it. I'll set everything up and I will send it to you guys today so we can start right away.
Okay.
Perfect. Let's execute. So good meeting, guys. Clear plan, clear responsibilities. Let's move.
Thank you guys.